speaking of your involvement with me getting better, we can start off with the first thing that I wanted to talk about today was um, there was an Evo where I was playing against the Japanese Vega. I can't remember his name, but I was
Is
making
that
a run.
Raiketsu? Is that Raiketsu?
I don't
I think you're fighting Raiketsu.
was it
I
Reiketsu?
I think so.
That would be
Yeah.
crazy. But it was in Street Fighter 4.
Yeah, of
And
course.
I remember I had lost the first match because
Yeah.
I had gone for a combo that was very difficult with Ken, and
Uh-huh.
it it ate me up. And then you were right next to me, and you said, "Chris, go to character select." So I go to character select, and you look at me, and you're like, "Just do tournament combos. Just do
Yes.
tournament combos. You don't need to do anything fancy. You had him dead. You don't got to do any
Yes.
fancy shit. Just kill him."
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
so I ended up taking that advice and had to apply it immediately. And I ended up beating, I believe, if Ryan is saying it's Reiketsu, then that's Reiketsu. He's also a good friend of
Yeah.
mine. So shout outs to Reiketsu. But yeah, I ended up winning
It's
that match
Raiketsu.
because of that. And I wanted to start off this conversation with that because it's a fond memory that I have of you. It's one of the earliest
Uh-huh.
memories as well. And
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, when you're in the middle of a tournament, there's so many
Mm-hmm.
combo routes that you practice.
Mm-hmm.
How can you identify what the tourney combo is? How can you identify
Well,
which situation to execute
should
that
go
tourney
for it.
to go for it rather than going for the
Yeah.
optimal? And
Oh yeah.
also, my understanding ever since that moment was sometimes being optimal means going for the tournament combo rather than the optimal
Oh,
combo.
totally.
So,
Totally.
I
Yeah.
think I have a good understanding of when to use the tournament combo. For
Uh-huh.
example, when you don't need the optimal combo to kill, you could just do something like a jump fierce Shoryuken
Y-
to kill. You
Yeah.
don't have to do jab,
Yeah.
jab, jab, Kara Shoryuken. Or in terms of Street
Totally.
Fighter 6, you don't have to do the
Uh-huh.
extended combo. You could just do like a fierce drive rush, fierce, and it's
Yeah.
game over. Anything like that.
Uh-huh.
So that's my understanding. But for those that don't understand and don't know how to apply it, there is an extra layer that I wanted to ask as well, because in Street Fighter 6, there is a lot of combo routes that you can go to because of the drive rush
Mm-hmm.
system. And sometimes you find yourself having a brain fart and not doing the
Yeah.
right combo or the tournament combo or the optimal combo.
Totally.
So I definitely wanted you to like kind of go into that because your mind in these situations is fantastic, and you play Marvel, and there is just
Yeah. That's
insane
standard.
combos,
Yeah, that's standard.
insane combos. So go ahead
Yeah.
and let us know.
So let's say in fighting games, there's gonna be an optimal combo. Like how would just be like the absolute max that was currently available for that meta that's available to our technology, right? It's
Yes.
like currently. So that's the absolute max. So you call that optimal. Then do you have suboptimal, which is like let's say that combo, which is the max is a 10 out of 10. Okay. Then the suboptimal is gonna be, let's say it's like a 9 out of 10. Okay. A tournament combo is 8 out of 10. But it's something that you will just never drop.
Mm,
It's as easy as your, fierce DRC, Shin Buster, run
right.
cancel into Tatsu. Kind of like that,
Right.
right? Something easy, like that you would just never drop. So now you look at it in a normal game setting, you have to go for the optimal combo when it's actually the skill level is super close, and it will make a difference based on the how many times you have to hit this guy again. For instance,
Mm,
if you imagine like you fight somebody shoulder mirror and it's you guys are equally skilled, that would matter in that scenario. If like for instance you're gonna hit him 5 times to kill him, for instance, right? But then if you do optimal combo, you're gonna hit him 4 times
right.
instead of 5 times. So that would matter,
Right.
right? But in that case, at Evo, you were dominating every situation. You only lost in neutral. Like you only lost in neutral maybe one time. You dominated neutral every single time. That one time that you lost because you drop a combo.
Mm,
Because and then, so that means you're better for that moment. So you don't necessarily to go for anything. You can literally win with low forward DP. I swear.
yeah.
You got to the point. So don't. So basically, the concept there is why even give the opponent an extra chance when you don't really have there was really no chance to begin with.
Mm,
Like I swear, like there's no point of going for it when it's already GG.
right.
Okay, like yeah, also to be fair, in Street Fighter 6, you should go for optimal combo. I would say like 90% of the time, because the game's combos are way easier. Okay,
Hmm.
you're doing Street Fighter 4 combos. You have to do one frame links, some plinks and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to do some carry DPs in between their stuff, right?
Of course.
So the combos are way harder there. So the tournament combos kind of existed in that game. existed in Street Fighter 4 and Marvel games in general.
Hmm.
And
More,
also, you were younger, of course, at that time.
yeah.
Younger players would always go for the combos that they practice in training mode nonstop. But then didn't really consider the fact that in a tournament setting, when there's more emotions, there's more people, there's something on the line that can affect your performance in a way. You know what I mean? By a little bit. But let's say you kind of like nerf your execution by like 1%. That 1% is enough if you're doing the max of something. And now you're giving him an extra chance. So that's why you see at the highest level, even Daigo don't go for max all the time, right?
No, he
Sure, he
doesn't.
would do max, but then at the end of the day, he doesn't have to. Like, look at infiltration. Like, just look at that. He doesn't do anything optimal at all. His optimal is his gameplay, kind of like Justin Wong, bro. Like, so like you look at the grades, I'm like, bro, they didn't even have to worry about that. It's like, damn,
No.
combos are small compared to what they're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I noticed that actually when you mentioned Daigo is that he goes for the suboptimal combos and the
Mm-hmm.
tourney combos quite a bit actually in ranked
Mm-hmm.
match and in tournament. And I was like, man,
Yeah.
I wonder why somebody like Daigo who plays this game 24/7 is going for something like that. That there's a reason for that, and I need to be able to dissect the situations. And I feel like that's what it comes down to, Ryan, is like dissecting situations, the amount of life you have, the amount of life he has, and if it's even worth it. You have to consider whether
Yeah.
it's worth it. And for me in that situation at Evo, it was not, and I ended up losing
Mm-hmm.
that match for it. So, yeah, I just wanted to ask you that question because it was something I was thinking about as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because in Street Fighter 6, Ken has so many manual timed Jinrai
So many.
combos, a lot of manual timed stuff, and it makes me
Yeah.
wonder, like, man, what like this situation feels like I should have gone for an optimal, but if I dropped it, who knows what could have happened? Because what if the opponent does
Yeah.
wake up perfect parry, or so it's
Yeah.
just it's very scary. And today I was actually watching the Street Fighter League Japan finals, and I
Mm-hmm.
noticed so many drops from people like Bonchan,
Yeah.
and from
Sure.
Fudo as well. Dropped some combos. Nauman. So
Absolutely.
it's there. It's relevant.
Yeah, it's there.
You're gonna
Mm-hmm.
experience it as a new player just as much as we're experiencing it 20 years down the line. So it's something that you should definitely be considering because I feel like people sometimes choke in those situations as well. It's easier to choke in that situation, which makes the Daigo parry so much more
Oh,
impressive, right? That's that's
incredible.
why
Yeah.
that's why the Evo Moment 37 is such a beautiful moment.
Absolutely,
And
absolutely. That's why the stage, hype stuff when they come back, that actually means something. It matters so much more than when you see that done in an online rank setting.
yeah,
Because that is the feelings like are there, the emotions, like the crowd. You're so something on the line. That match means so much. Like you can't use a lot of math anymore at that point. There's no more
right.
math. Everything's out the window at that point. It's all about your decisions at that time. Are you gonna be correct right now or not? Because you're gonna get eliminated. Kind of like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
It's not about the big sample size anymore. It's about that moment. So that's what's so special about an offline event when it matters like that.